what's up weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and today we're coming towards the end of our Texas Chainsaw series. Today I'm talking about Texas Chainsaw 3D and Leatherface. Texas Chainsaw 3D came out in 2013 and was directed by John Lucenhop. The plot for this one is decades ago, residents of Newt, Texas, long suspected that the Sawyer family was responsible for the disappearance of many people. When their suspicions were finally confirmed, vigilantes torched the Sawyer compound and killed every member of the family, or so they thought. Much later, a young woman named Heather learns that she has inherited Texas property from an unknown relative, and she is unaware of horrors that await in the mansion's dank cellar. Now, here's the thing about this one. I kind of like it. Like, I'm not saying it's a great film, but I like that they took it in a very different direction. I like that it's this idea of a descendant of the Sawyer family, and that descendant coming home is very interesting to me. Heather, our leading lady, is played by Alexandra Daddario, who I think was just in, what was that movie? Yeah, We Summon the Darkness. Yeah, she was in that. Okay, anyways. This movie starts off and she's an artist who, of course, adds bones to her artwork, which I was like, okay, foreshadowing. And what this movie really ends up being about is the battle between the town and the Sawyer family, which we don't really see much of in the other movies. Like, you would think at some point other people that lived in the area would be like, Sawyers, stop killing people. And in this movie, that's kind of what we understand happens. And then we have also a very interesting final girl, because at parts of the movie, she's running away and scared of Leatherface, and then she ultimately is like, Leatherface, like, I'm your cousin. I'm one of you. And so we have this new connection with Leatherface and someone from the outside world, sort of. And it's I don't know. There's something about it I kind of like. And then ultimately, she ends up being brought here because she's now in charge of this estate. And the secret in the cellar is Leatherface. And because her mother, right, died, yeah, sorry, she now has to take over as the caretaker for Leatherface, which I also thought was like very interesting, particularly with this idea that Leatherface is like an intellectually disabled character that isn't always able to take care of himself. The idea that this last part of the family that lives on, their job is to take care of Leatherface, I thought was like kind of beautiful and strange, even though of course they're keeping him in a basement. That's not great, but you know. And then the last movie before we get to the new one coming out, I guess tomorrow, if these videos come out at the right time. We have 2017's Leatherface, directed by Julian Mari and Alexandra Bastillo. This one also very different from the original, very different plot, but interesting. A violent teen and three others kidnap a young nurse while escaping from a Texas mental institution. Pursued by a vengeful sheriff, the disturbed young man embarks on a murderous rampage that shapes him into the legendary killer known as Leatherface. So this is another How Leatherface Came to Be movie, and I thought this one was interesting because what we have is a group of children that have been taken away from their mother, played by Lily Taylor from The Conjuring and other things. And she's such a great actress. She actually really brings a lot to this movie, but her children are taken away from her, and then the movie is kind of like her fighting to get them back. And this movie does this thing where you're watching a family that has been ripped apart, and you want them to get back together, even though you know that they are cannibals and doing very bad things and murdering people. But somehow this movie is like, it makes you want her to get her children back. And in this one, we get kind of, we have gotten a lot of graphic depictions of Leatherface making his own mask, but in this one, we kind of see almost a kid make his first mask because of what's happened to him throughout this movie. And the mask he makes is like ickily realistic, and very, very creepy. Yeah, for me, this one's almost like, not kids' adventure. That's not what this is, but watching a group of kids like trying to survive and break out of this mental institution that they don't feel like they should be in, and and the mom trying to get that back. I don't know. It's a very different Texas Chainsaw, but once again, I kind of liked it. Sort of on the same level as Texas Chainsaw 3D. Like, there's just something I like about, if they're gonna keep making these movies, making them inspired by the original, but very, very different, and not trying to keep remake the same story over and over again. I don't know, I kind of appreciated it. This one's also very gory and has a lot more like cow farm stuff in it that is icky. Like, at one point they feed like humans to pigs, which I'm like, okay. Ew. But yeah, I don't know. This is the end of my like most casual Texas Chainsaw series on earth. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the new movie. I hope this was fun for you guys. I have no idea. Let me know what you think about these two movies down in the comments below, and let me know if you want me to do just a last wrap up ranking video. These two, I mean, like, I like them. Are they the best ones? I don't think necessarily, but I definitely enjoy them. But that's it, people. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice scream. Oh, and I finally wore a Texas Chainsaw shirt today. Go me.